is the FHO Live Podcast, where the truth will be told. We promise you that.
Damn. It's Big Cell. What that mouth do besides tell the truth on FHO Podcast Radio. Damn. It's Big Cell. What that mouth do besides tell the truth on FHO Podcast Radio.
What up, man? We back on live in the building, man. Got my audience round of applause going on for you cocksuckers. What's happening, man, everybody? What's good? Special guest in the studio today, man. And I brought him on today because I did a post earlier about local rider versus long distance rider, and I just kind of gave a different analogy. And he actually took a portion of that and put it on his page, a question about, this and this and that. There's different things that were said in the video, so I thought it'd be interesting to bring him on in person and have him introduce himself. Hold on, is you on there? Can you hear me? Hold on. No, that ain't, no. We ain't, it's hopefully right. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Hold on. No, we need to hear you. All right, there you go. All right, say something now. Yeah, there we go. So
what's going on?
Yeah, so he did a post on his Facebook page, and it got a lot of little comments and stuff, and a lot of little stuff. So for me, man, I really like to talk about this thing, because one thing I'm telling you is, what I'm giving you is my opinion. I'm out there in the streets. I'm riding my motorcycle. I'm putting it down. I run across people, white, black, other, indifferent, whatever, of all races, sizes, shapes, and colors, riding all type of motorcycles. So when I give my views and my opinions, this is just what it is. So I'm letting my man introduce himself, and then we're going to tear into this thing, man. Again, today's topic is local riding versus long distance riding. So introduce yourself, tell them who you is, what you got going on, player.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Backdraft. They call me Backdraft Magnificent down here in the big state of Texas. Part of DT Mile Motorcycle Club here in Dallas. And, you know, we're just hanging out, man. Just an honor to be on here with FHO with Big Sale, man. That's what it's about.
That's what it is. That's what's going on, man. So shout out to all my partners out there in Dallas, Texas, man, at Texas Pier. Shout out to all my partners, hands down, across the board. So, you started. Let me see. Let me make sure I get this right, because you started off. Hold on. Okay. Because I'm trying to make sure we on point with this one. All right, where you at? Okay. Come on now. So we started off this. You started off, and it was kind of interesting too, because I love to see everybody come on there and get the ha kiki and hoorah and all that old shit. But you started off your comment with, let me get it together. Hold on, yeah, it's on there. Okay, with I guess I am a local rider, according to a certain podcast I was listening to. Because with my job, there is no way I can be on my bike going state to state for 10 days or more. Okay. Salute to the ones who can. I can give you at the max 5. But the way my vacation and family is set up, I work, but I still manage to cross state lines. But I can't cross them without money. But to the ones who can, trust me, I live it through you. I have to plan these things. Every rider rides their own ride, and I don't feel that anyone can define your ride for you. What everybody says ain't always gold, that part. All right, so going into that, man. Let's break that down right there. I'm gonna let you start first.
All right, man. First of all, I'm gonna be real with you. It wasn't. I like the debate spirit. It wasn't to pose an argument, because everything is arguable. Everything is debatable. It's funny because when you said that, I just happened to be at work and I was listening to your podcast, and I was like, damn, I went from getting a yonder to being a local overnight, listening to Big Sale. Me personally, I was like, I thought 15,000 miles was it. Then I even went to the map and I said, well, hell, I mean, Big Sale say a local rider, if you get 7,000 to 15,000 miles, then you're a local rider. And so what I did was I looked at McAllen. I even went on a PC miler, and I went from Dallas, Texas to Bangor, Maine, whole East Coast. And from Dallas, Texas to Bangor, Maine is 1,995 miles. So if you go to Bangor, Maine from Dallas, Texas and come back, you're doing roughly 4,000 miles, just saying the directions I had. So I'm like, damn, so you telling me 15,000 miles is a local rider? And then I said to myself, but Big Sale doesn't live in Texas, though. So you can get 15,000 miles right here in Texas. And so, so from Shreveport, Louisiana to El Paso is a 24-hour ride down there. And then from the top of it down to McAllen from Brownsville to the Oklahoma border, you're looking at 1,000 miles. So you can get that in here one day. So my thing was, I just put it on there and we got to talking about it, and a lot of people had a lot of things to say. And I was just trying to understand your definition of a local rider, because you could do 5,000 miles in the state lines.
All right, so let me break it down, okay, because it was apparently misconstrued. What I said was a local rider does 7,000 to 15,000 miles in a year, okay? So that's in 1 year. So basically, 7,000 to 15,000 miles, you can get that riding around your local community, hanging out, just riding your motorcycle on an everyday basis. And my thing of it is, as a local rider, most local riders, they may take one trip out past the state line. They may, for example, for me, from here to California and back, from here to LA is 2,200 miles. I'm gonna say 22, maybe a little bit more, but I'm gonna say 22. So round trip, anytime I do California, it's anywhere between 5,500 and 6,000 miles. So if I do just those 3 trips a year, because I normally do California no less than twice a year. So even if I just do just those trips to California back twice a year, that's 12,000 miles. What my whole premises was I was defining how all miles matter. You got, like I said in the video, You got the what you call him rider who his whole game is, hey man, I got a motorcycle. You know, this is just for me and my hangout. I'm not gonna ride if it's not above 70, and if it's between 70 and maybe 90 degrees, I may be on my motorcycle. I'm gonna be fly as fuck. I'm not checking no service. I'm not checking no back tires. I ain't got to check my oil because I'm not riding like that. The local rider is the person that's most likely gonna have all of the music on his bike. He gonna have all of the extra chrome pieces and this and that. You know, the nice wheels, the whole 9 yards, because he's at a point now where he's riding locally. He's not finna do too much. He's not finna put the miles on his bike. He not finna do, you know, he probably got the bike painted or got a new paint job, and he's not going to risk any of that getting messed up because, hey, that's not what he's in it for. Then you got the long distance riders such as myself and some of these others who we got basically stock bikes and whatever. For the most part, we got basically stock bikes, maybe a little dressed up, but we don't give a fuck about how the bike look as far as being clean. We care more about the service. So the whole thing, like I said, was to define how miles matter in every category. No matter how you ride your motorcycle, no matter what you ride it for, I started the whole show off with, why did you buy your motorcycle? Everybody bought their motorcycle for whatever reason they bought it for. Some people bought it, you know, to show off. Some people bought it because it was a cool thing to do. Some people bought it because they had the money. Some people bought one because their homeboy had one. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't think a lot of us, like even you or me, like I said, I even use myself. I never bought a motorcycle to really join a club. That wasn't even when I bought my first motorcycle, my first Harley period. I didn't think about joining no club. I wasn't saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy a motorcycle and join a club, or I'm gonna buy a motorcycle and then get in a motorcycle and start riding yonder. I bought a motorcycle because, hell, actually, to be honest, I was chasing my wife around on hers. You know what I'm saying? She had a motorcycle. She had a motorcycle and she was riding. I was following her, and you know, she got to saying, well, babe, maybe you need to get your own motorcycle. And I'm like, oh, you crazy? But then after a while, I'm like, well, let me try it. So the whole thing about 15,000 miles, 7,000 to 15,000 miles is, if you're not riding on a continuous basis, going in and out of state, back and forth, up and down the highway, then you're going to be considered a local rider. As far as, you know, you ride locally for the most part. You know, for example, we talking about Texas. Hell, if you go from Houston to goddamn to what's that up there at the top? Damn it, why I can't think. No, at the top up there. What's at the top? Off of 40.
You got Gainesville. You got just so much stuff up there.
But anyway, you go up there at the top. You go up there at the top. Hell, that's a 2-day trip. you haven't even left the state. So what I'm saying is the local rider, and I'm trying to break this down. The local rider will make 1 or 2 trips. He gonna do that. He gonna make 1 or 2, you know, cool little long distance trips or 1,000-mile trips or better. But for the most part, he gonna stay local. He gonna do all the local bars, all the local, you know, bike functions, the whole 9 yards. As opposed to the person that goes out of town like me. I don't do too much local. All of my money, all of my time, all of my trips is saved for going across that goddamn desert. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not finna be wasting tire rubber, and oil, and transmission. I'm not gonna be wasting that riding up and down the street, going to your bike night, going to your clubhouse hangout. I'm not gonna be doing that because I need every bit of oil I got to go to the West Coast. This 5,000, 6,000 mile oil change that I'm getting. You understand what I'm saying? Normally, starting in March, probably starting for me in March, I'll be getting oil change every month. Damn near. If it ain't every month, it's damn near every month and a half. I'll be doing the oil change. I'll be doing tires. I'll be changing my back tire every 3 months. You feel what I'm saying? But that's just the difference. But at the same time, the only difference between an out-of-town rider and a local rider is the conversation. We all still riding. We all of your miles matter just like all of my miles matter. We're just on 2 different levels. So when it comes to talking to Big Sale, you can't ask me, Sale, man, what's going on in Atlanta? Nigga, I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not doing hey, Sale, who bike night is it tonight? I don't know. Because I'm not doing the local bike night. Now you ask me, what's going on the West Coast or what's going on here. Oh, sure, I know this going on in March. They're gonna have they on it because those are my plans are to go to long distance. So that's the only difference between the long distance rider and the local rider. And again, I didn't call anybody a local rider to embarrass them or to shun them. I'm simply saying the average local rider does anywhere between 7,000 to 15,000 miles. The casual rider, we all know them, the fly guys, the super duper fly guys, they're going to be flying in their motorcycle, and you're going to catch them doing maybe 3,000 miles a year, period. That's if they're going to do about 3 a year, and they're going to tell you, shit, I got a 2010 with 8,000 miles on it. Now, to backdraft, a motherfucker tell you that, you're going to laugh like a motherfucker. You got a 2010 that you done had since 2010, all you got is 8? You understand what I'm saying? So because to you, you know what I'm saying? Because to you, that's dude. That like I tell people, don't say that around nobody else. Be quiet. Shh. Come here. Let me come here. Let me tell you. Don't tell nobody else that. Just take your miles and go on about your business. But don't tell nobody else that. And all of that is still all of that is within fun and within joking. But there is categories and there is levels, and a lot of people want to call themselves ground pounders and this and this and that, because they ride a motorcycle every day. And again, however you get the miles, whether you're getting them locally, which some people ride to work, some people do this. I know a person, for example, who was that? Damn, I can't remember who that was. He did 17,000 miles. And from Georgia, in Georgia, he did 17,000 miles in 12 months, and he only went to Florida and Alabama. But he did 17,000 miles in 1 year. So that means he rode the circle. He rode his ass off, damn near every day, because he rode his bike to work. He rode it to do everything he did. He just did it because you got to look at it like this. And I'm gonna just break it down like this. If you work 50 miles from the house, okay. If you work 50 miles from the house and you ride your bike to and from work, that's 100 miles a day. In 1 week, that's 500 miles. Right. In 1 month, that's 2,000 miles. So that's nothing to do. You understand? If you now, we ain't even talking about the weekend, the extracurricular activity, or anything after work, or I'm just saying that's just a basic 2,000 miles a month, and you do that going back and forth to work. That's the local rider. That's the average rider. Now, within the local riding, you're gonna have a person that's gonna say, okay, well, this year I'm gonna go to, like you said, Spangler, Maine. I'm gonna go to Spangler, Maine. That's gonna be my big trip this year. There's nothing wrong with that. That's your big trip. You're going to go down there, have a good time, and come back. Boom. But all in all, the majority of your riding, 80 to 90% of your riding, was locally.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
And I think discrepancy comes with the wording. I don't think it's necessarily even the miles. I think it's the wording. The discrepancy comes when you say casual versus locals, because to me, when you said local, I mean, it didn't offend me. I knew that the post was going to be shock value. So it didn't offend me. But my thing is, so when you say casual versus local, a lot of people get the words misconstrued, because if you tell me I'm a local rider, a lot of people compute ground pounders and local riders with crossing state lines. And what happens is, if I cross from Texas to Louisiana to Mississippi, and then I come back home, to some, in my mind, I don't pounded the ground. Shit, I don't cross the state lines. Now, I may not have gotten 15,000 miles in that one trip, but I don't cross it. Like, as for me, I can say I've been as far west as California on my motorcycle, you know what I'm saying? And I've been as far east, per se, as Augusta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, I think I'm in the conversation. I'm in the conversation a little bit. Now, did I do it every year? No. So when you say local riders, in my mind, it's like the wording can get misconstrued. Like, what the hell do you mean I'm a local rider? I done been to Mississippi on my bike. See, they don't compute the miles with it. So when you say 15,000 miles, I'm like, well, that's shit. I did 15,000 miles, and Now, so when I say things have to be planned out, because, hey, man, I would love to ride to California again. I would love to go to all the places that you go to and do this. My thing have to be planned. It depends on what kind of medium you're in. It depends on what you do for a living and all these things. But I think that when people, they get offended because of the simple fact of the wording. Now, fly guy is a fly guy. You also said something about independence. So let's clear this up. It has nothing to do with clubs, like you said. It has nothing to do with clubs because you got some independents that are not going to even touch a clubhouse, like you said.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got some independents, they got a bike just for the weekend. Hell, you got some motorcycle club guys they're in a motorcycle club, but they got the bike just for the weekend.
Sad.
And then you have guys, you got guys like, yeah, sad, but you got guys like myself who have certain hell. I went down on my way to Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? So even to now, it takes everything I got to just stand my motorcycle up, but I still ride it. So my thing is, so when I'm saying a lot of guys get the wording construed, because they think, how the hell Sale gonna call me? And you don't even be talking to them. It's just on your podcast. How you gonna call me a local rider? I done been such and such. See, that's what they say. They don't say anything about the miles. I heard you say one guy got 50,000 miles on his motorcycle
every year for 5 years straight or better.
Man, let me tell you something, man. Salute to that guy. And the reason why I say that is because of the simple fact that obviously he has the time to do that. Obviously he has the wherewithal and the resources to do that. See, for me, like I said in my post, it takes money to do that. It takes planning. It takes when you have a family. You know, there is a such thing. There's a dude called Jody. You know what I'm saying? So you going and you got 50,000 miles on your bike. Shit, you got to be worried about a lot of other things. But I think the problem with now, don't get me wrong, I had no issue with the podcast. I knew that it was going to be shock factor. You know what I'm saying? That's why I thank you for even allowing me to be on. But you say a lot of things, and I remember one time you said about God first, motorcycle second, family, and people just had a problem with that. Now everybody has their own different opinions, like the casual, local, and long distance riders. Now, unfortunately for me, you know, you got some guys that are 60, 70 years old. Shit, that's all they do is ride their bike. I know a guy right now. He say, damn a car. He rides in the rain. He rides everywhere. Doesn't go out of town, but he rides everywhere he goes around here. Now, he considers himself, oh, man, I ain't crossing no damn state lines. I cross state line. I'm a ground pounder. Well, shit, if you cross the state line, you go to Oklahoma from Dallas, it's only an hour and 30 minutes away. You go to Louisiana from Dallas, it's only 3 hours away. You go to, which one? You go to Arkansas, it's 3 hours away.
Yeah.
So you got guys saying that they're not going to even cross state lines, and you're just 3 hours away from the longest state line, and you're an hour and 15 minutes away from the shortest state line. So the thing about it, I think people get it misconstrued with the word, and when you say local and then you put the mileage on, you say 15,000. Shit, in my mind, I'm like, goddamn, 15,000 miles, so I can go from here to Canada. But now that you explained what you meant, now it's coming into fruition. I think a lot of people don't understand it better.
See, this is the thing. Okay, when you buy a car, and I'm going to just break it down because this is what I used, part of my research. When you buy a car, and the car got 200,000 miles on it, the first thing they tell them is, oh, no, them highway miles. You know, oh, the car's still good because them all highway miles. You know, as opposed to them local city miles. Because what they're saying is local city miles are bad miles. Highway miles are good miles. So because the car got more miles on it and it's highway miles, that's supposed to mean that the car was in better shape or kept up in better shape than it was just a dude riding around the city. Now, when I say casual, local, or whatever, what I'm saying is you take your miles, okay, just like anything else. If you do 9,000 miles a year, okay, and you take your miles and you divide them by how many trips, how many of those miles were out of state, you will see that 80 to 90% of those miles were not out of state. The 10% or the 15% that you went out of state is fine, but that's still the majority that makes you a local rider. You understand what I'm saying? And again, there's nothing wrong with none of the categories, casual. All I'm saying is let's eliminate the miles and let's eliminate the whole thing. We're talking about respect the lane that you're in, period. If you're a casual rider, be proud to be a casual rider. If you're a local rider, be proud to be a local rider. Don't tear down or don't get into a conversation with Backdraft, especially with Big Sale, about riding a motorcycle, because I'm going to laugh at you. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you say, shit, Sale, I had a good year. I did 13,000. Huh? You did what? Oh, okay, player. Don't tell nobody else that. Not that I know. You understand what I'm saying? Don't tell nobody else that. Because everybody that I know is minimum 30,000 miles every year mandatory. Now, this the other thing. I love it when people say, well, shit, you know, Sale, I got a job. Sale got a job. Well, I got a family. Sale got a family. I got a wife. Sale got a wife. I got kids. Sale got kids. I just don't put all of that out there, but shit, it's hard for me just like anybody else. The difference is this is when I'm into this. Now, what I don't do that everybody else do, you got a job, but you go to the club. You got a job, but you spend your money on smoking and drinking. You got a job, but you do this. I don't do any of that shit. I got my job and I got my motorcycle. I got my family and I got my motorcycle. So all the extra curriculum, for example, my wife will tell you, I don't buy clothes. I don't even own a pair of Jordans. I don't own no Jordans. I don't own no Shocks. Cause you want me to spend $200 on what? Shit, at $200, I can get halfway to goddamn Texas. You understand me? So it's a difference. However you live your lifestyle is how you live your lifestyle. But don't try to downplay the brother that's out there that's riding. So my money is spent on motorcycle riding. Your money is spent on your lifestyle. It's the same thing. My thing of it is know what lane you in, accept what lane you in, and enjoy that lane and understand that there are people that's doing some phenomenal shit. Like I said, I love to see the casual rider because most of the casual riders are the coolest niggas in the world. You feel what I'm saying? Hands down, they're the coolest niggas in the world. Hold on, I think I might. Hold on, Draft. Somebody done called me. Hold on. The casual riders are the coolest cats in the world, man. And I love to see them coming. Are you still there, Draft? No, you're not there. Hold on. No. Hold on. Somebody tried to call me. Hold on. Try to get you back on Bluetooth. Hold on. All right. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now you back there. Hold on. Right, yeah. So the casual riders are the coolest cats in the world, and I love to see them because 9 times out of 10, they're the brand new cats. So basically, I said all this to say this. When I put it out there, you have to take your personal, not you, Drake, I'm saying in general, when the people listening, you have to take it from a teaching standpoint. I don't speak on a personal standpoint. I don't speak I'm talking about you not riding your motorcycle. What I'm just giving you is the other side of the game, the other side of the world when it comes to this motorcycling thing. You got some people like me. Whenever I can't ride my motorcycle and I see you niggas riding your motorcycle, I hate y'all. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if y'all going around the corner. At that point, I hate a casual rider. I hate a local rider. Whenever I can't ride my motorcycle and you own your motorcycle, I hate you.
Well, this is the thing about it. Well, let me play devil's advocate for a minute. And the funny thing about it is that it's always that I've seen and noticed. It's always the guys that quote unquote get some yonder that's always looking down or saying little things like that about the casual and local riders. It's never the casual local riders talking about the guys that get in the ground. So my thing is, okay, let's talk about yonder. We hear about young shit. That really just came to play about 5 years ago in our area.
Totally.
You know, a lot of things played about 5 years ago. You didn't hear about the rare breeds in Texas 5 or 6 years ago. You didn't hear about Kings of South, these people in Texas 5 years ago. You just definitely didn't hear about getting yonder. We just got on our bike and went. So when we get into 10 years ago, all these guys wasn't riding all these Harleys. We wasn't riding Harleys. We wasn't riding all this. Hell, we was on sport bikes. So wasn't nobody getting no yonder over 10 years ago. You may have thought you were, but you wasn't getting no yonder. We were trailing our shit. Myrtle Beach, all this Daytona, we were trailing our shit. We wasn't riding. You got some that were, but I think the problem comes in just playing devil's advocate. It's always the guys that's getting yonder that be the ones that's talking the most shit. Now, the casual riders, the local riders, they don't talk about y'all. I mean, and I say y'all, I'm not talking about you personally. They don't talk about the guys that's getting 50,000 miles or 60,000 miles a year. It's like, damn, like me. I'm going to give you a prime example, Sale. We have a club here, and I'm not going to mention the name. It's a good thing, but I'm still not going to mention it. I don't have permission. But we have a club here, a women's club, Sale. A women's club that they took a trip, bro, this is the part I saw them go through. Hyder, Alaska. Okay? Now, you know that's some yonder for your ass. You know what I'm saying? So, I knew I probably would never go to Hyder, Alaska because, number one, my family wouldn't allow it because that takes plenty of time. And most of my time is spent, if I'm not working, it's spent either with my motorcycle club or my family. You know, and I have other aspects that I do. But the thing about it is, so when I see you now, talking to you personally, I've seen you get some yonder. I've called you while you were out there on the and talk to you about it. So it's normally not the guys that are the local guys or the casual guys that's always having something to say. It's normally the guys that's getting on the ground like you. That's not you personally, but that's guys something to say.
I got what you said,
Yeah.
but that's not the truth, though. Because see, the casual guys and the local guys beat me up. Say you crazy as a motherfucker, man. Always on. This is what I'm going to tell you. The casual guys and the local guys. Shit, Sel ain't got no job. Sel don't give a fuck about nothing. Shit, Sel don't. Listen, let me tell you something. Like you said, do you know how many motherfuckers be in my wife DM when I'm on the road? Do you know how many motherfuckers accidentally call my wife? Oh, I thought I was looking for Big Sale. Motherfucker, you know Big Sale in the middle of goddamn Arkansas somewhere, and you didn't accidentally call. You know, I'm just saying these are the things that's said. But what I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, it's not about it's not about the who get the miles for the most part, but it's more about understanding who you are. Period. If you are a local rider, it's nothing wrong with being a local rider. If you're a casual rider, it's nothing wrong with being a casual rider. If you are a long distance rider, it's nothing wrong with being a long distance rider, because again, all of the miles matter in their category. My thing is this, is that again, how can for example, we all know that if you see if you see a person with a 30-inch wheel, he ain't getting no Yonder. That nigga local. He local as a motherfucker. You understand me? I'm just on some real shit. If he got now I'm gonna say this. I'm all the way down to a 26. I have personally, in my whole entire motorcycle Yonder journey, I've never been nowhere with a dude with a 26. I done been with a 21 or 23. So most cats, if you got a 26 or 30, use a local nigga. And ain't nothing wrong with that. You might cross the state line. You understand what I'm saying? You may cross the state line, but that ain't what you finna do on no regular basis.
Well, the funny thing. It's funny you say that, because when I first met you years ago in Clayton, you know, I was like, damn, this dude, because I wasn't getting those types of miles at that time. Yeah. I could be real with you. So I was like, damn, this dude getting all the damn miles, and I respect that shit. That's how I am. I'm all about empowerment, you know. And then I told you then, I said, well, man, I'm riding on the 16. I'm riding on the 16, the stock wheel. And then you were like, well, why? You asked me why. And I said, shit, I can find a 16 in Paducah, Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? I can't find no 23 or no 26 like that. And so I think, and I know some guys with the 30s, and you're right, most of them. But I tell you what, but the thing I think people misconstrue is that at the end of the day, the big picture is ride your own ride, period. Stay in your life. I got a homegirl of mine. She says I would ride my bike all day long. I would ride it in the cold. I would ride in the rain, but I'm not crossing state lines. She know who she is. She know what she is. Me, I know what I am. I know that. I mean, I'm the same way as you. When I went down last year, I would see my bros riding their bike and my friends, because I don't just ride with my close friends. You know what I'm saying? When I'm riding with some guys, sometimes I just roll with them. They're my guys, you know. And I ain't gonna lie, I was hating. It was hard for me to go to meetings. It was hard for me to get on go wherever they work. I was like, I ain't on no bike. Why the hell am I gonna go to a bike night and I ain't on no bike? You know, it was things like that. But the thing I think that a lot of people misconstrue is what you say, staying in your lane. But from now you get a lot of flack because of who you are. And I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you, shit. I ain't finna you sugarcoat with you, Jack. You get a lot of flack because of who you are, the shock value you bring to the culture, the hate. And I've always said, if you ain't staying hating, you ain't popping. So it is what it is. I get the same thing. I get it on a very, very much smaller scale. But at the same time, my deal is this here. When you talk about certain things, like right now, to talk about these things that you talk about, you can't be a person to take offense. You can't be a person that takes it personally when you have a podcast. If I say Big Sale full of shit,
then I'm full of shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm full of shit. It ain't because I know you personally will be full of shit. It's because of the conversation we having. Because I guarantee you, just like when I saw you in Memphis at Pound for Pound. Yeah, I was there. You know what I'm saying? You were there. You know what I'm saying? I was on my bike. You were on your bike. So my thing is, but I will see you and say, what's up, Big Sale? Because we both know it's shock value. But I think that a lot of people, they take it personal, literally. And sometimes you take it personal and literal when it applies to you. Sometimes when shit don't apply to you, like a lot of things that we said don't apply to me. I know damn well I'm not going to do 50,000 miles a year. I'm not going to fake the funk. But I don't want nobody coming to me talking about crossing state line and shit, and you doing all these miles when you just start riding, bro. You know what I'm saying? You just got in the game. You you ain't no rider. You don't cross state line, bro. You just started riding 3 years ago. What the hell you talking about? Yeah. So I think a lot of people don't understand that. So when you say local, casual, and long distance, to me, shit, a motherfucker ride they bike to Alaska. You long distance, and hey, but that ain't the first thing they've done. I'm gonna give it to them. They've not only been there, they did a Four Corners run, and I'm not talking about the monument.
No, you're talking about Seattle, San Diego, Miami, and Maine. Yeah,
exactly. I got a friend right now. You know, so these are the things they really consider long distance. I got one of my best friends is going to mile marker 0. I told him, I said, you can have that ride. And the reason why I told him that is because I have no desire to go there. But what I do have a desire to do is see Mount Rushmore through the eyes of my bike, to see Washington, D.C. through the eyes of my bike. And these are things I want to do. But in some people's eyes, what I just said, that's long distance shit. But like you said, you break it down. Well, if you do it once every 2-3 years, it's really not. So I get it.
Yeah. And see, this is my thing. Let me say this right now, because I'm finna say this. To all the motherfuckers that don't ride, you gonna find somebody that's gonna kick out. Y'all, the niggas that don't ride got more cheerleaders than the person that do ride. So you got anytime you speak on, anytime you say, "Hey man, you're not riding a motorcycle," here come the cavalry. Man, who he think you? Because you don't ride. So the average person that when you speak on a rider or not rider, they got a fan club. Them non-riders. Y'all got a fan club cold as a motherfucker, man. If I had your fan club, I'd be a bad motherfucker. But I'm just saying, ladies and gentlemen, all I'm saying is this, man. And I love Backdraft for this. We're gonna go to commercial in a minute. But what I'm saying is this, bro, is that I'm out there, hands down. I'm out there. I don't care what you say. You invite me, we make it right. I'm pulling up on my motorcycle. I ain't got no issues. I'm in the trenches. I'm in the battlefield. I'm in all of that. So my thing of it is when I give my message, all I'm saying is that, hey, be proud of you and your motorcycling, period. Don't get out there and tell a story to Backdraft. Yeah, man, I'm out here ground pounding, and then Backdraft looking at you like, oh, okay. Because Backdraft no ground pounders. Backdraft no yonder getters. Backdraft he ground pound. He get yonder. So he know that. And what I'm saying is that's what's going on Backdraft with the new generation. They're coming in. Number one, they're coming in the wrong way. They're not coming in like you said, bro. Take your time. Get out here, ride your motorcycle, get to know shit. Get your scruples together before you go to popping off at the mouth. That's number one. Number two is they coming out here doing shit that they don't even really know how to do. You got some people right now, and I'm going to say this. You got a lot of people right now getting yonder because another motherfucker got yonder. It wasn't even in their heart to get yonder. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't in their heart to ride no 5,000-mile round trip. It killed them. Financially, they couldn't handle it. Mentally, they couldn't handle it. Physically, they couldn't handle it. And the riding part is easy. I tell everybody. So when you say, well, damn, Big Sale, you ain't got no job. But the service department don't want to hear that shit. At Harley Davidson, you know what I'm saying? When I pull in that motherfucker, somebody got to have a job to pay for that shit that $800, because I can show you multiple receipts, $800, $750, $900, $1,300 we talking about for services, 15,000 miles, 2020. So it ain't about Big Sale ain't got no job. It's just that's what I spend all my money. I spend all my money on riding. You spend your money on some motorcycle parts, some other shit, and whatever else you do. But it's all in whatever it is that you do. Backdraft, I appreciate you for being here tonight, man. We're going to talk about this some more. Let me play some commercials and we'll be right back. y'all stay tuned, man. You're listening to your boy Big Sale, FHOHNIC on the FHO Podcast Radio Show. Let's get it.
Select Luxury Cars, proud sponsor of the FHO Podcast Live Show. The most diverse luxury vehicle selection in the greater Atlanta area. The highest quality customer service and unmatched nationwide pricing. Contact Mike Goodall at 678-855-2292 to schedule your appointment today. Select Luxury Cars, trusted family dealer since 1994.
It's the Queens of the South Motorcycle Club, and they want you to know it's 2020, and they are taking over Central Florida the weekend of April 17th through the 19th. All checkers will be present from Charlotte and Fayetteville, North Carolina, to Houston and Dallas, Texas, along with Birmingham and Huntsville, Alabama, and last but never least, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They pound coast to coast and have no boundaries as the riding never stops. Come out and celebrate starting Friday night, meet and greet, and Saturday, grill and chill block party from 4 p.m. until with your favorite queen. For hotels and more info, contact Queen Handful at 407-314-9360. Queen Takeoff at 619-886-9711 or Queen Double Scoop at 404-637-9900.
Eco One, the superior eco-friendly motorcycle and auto detailing spray. Eco One super wetting and low foaming polymer technology cleans by flowing underneath the dirt particles and lift them away from the surface. All you need to do is spray, wipe, and watch the amazing shine appear. All of this is done with very little time and effort, but the results look like you spent all day waxing your vehicle. Eco One. Don't ride dirty.
Montana Cigar Company sells premium cigars and accessories. Located in Union City, Georgia at 4641 Flat Shoals Road, Suite C, Union City, Georgia 30291. Montana Cigar Company offers a smooth, laid-back, serene, mature adult environment for cigar aficionados. Discounts for all the first responders, military, teachers, and nurses. Come enjoy your favorite games and boxing matches on our big screen TVs. We also have a poker table where you can come and try your luck.
Yo, this is Visions by Cinnamon Smiles. If I'm not advertising, networking, or promoting for you, I'm tuned in to FHO Radio with Big Sal, shouty.
What's up, Big Sal? This is your boy Passionate from Enlightened Ministry Biker Church from Los Angeles, California. When we're not riding, we listen to FHO Podcast Radio.
What up, y'all? This Big Punch from the motherfucking candy shop. We chilling over here with Big Sal, man, the FHONICKEMMY, man. You know what I mean? All them alphabets, man. But they got all that shit going. Holla.
Say, man, don't forget tonight, right here, 7 o'clock on FHO Podcast Radio, MC 101, Tradition and Protocol. The show go down live with my man Two Guns in the building. We keeping it all the way 100, man. Two Guns is part of one of the top 5 nations, OMC nation, 1% nations in the world, and we talk about it, man. We lay it all out. So if you never had a chance to hear MC 101, tune back in at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m.ish, and watch my man Two Guns give it to you.
You're listening to MC 101 Talk Show. Live. Hosted by Two Guns. Co-hosted by Big Sal. And we talking straight motorcycle protocol. Tune in every Wednesday around 7 p.m. for pure motherfucking facts on FHO Podcast Radio. MC 101. Where motorcycling is life.
What are you to my Uncle Big Sal in the FHO Radio?
Say, man, we back. I got my man Backdraft Dre Lindsay in the building, man, live via video. We in the building. We're talking about local versus long distance riding. A lot of people had a problem with a lot of people had questions or was confused about what I mean by local rider. Let me say this. If you do 13,000 miles a year and only 4,000 of those miles were out-of-state miles, then you're a local rider. So you can get mad at Big Cell all you want. You can say, oh, Big Cell, but no. I'm not saying. Listen, what I'm telling you. If you do 13,000 miles in 1 year, and 4,000 of those miles were out of state, the other 9,000 was in your state, then you are a local rider. It just is what it is. Don't be mad. The whole 9 yards. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Now, you know I feel like that's bullshit, right? But listen.
Go ahead.
So, if you go west, if you go west, you go to New Mexico, Phoenix, California, Nevada, whatever, right? Take you some miles to get out of there. Now, if you go east, now once we get to Shreveport, I'm talking from Dallas. Once we get to Shreveport, every 200 miles you go, you're in a different state. Okay. Now, do you know that, and I'm sure you know because you probably wrote it before, do you know that from Dallas to it takes you 10 hours, that's minus the gas stop, just to get out of Texas going west.
Texas
so
is 800
that's,
miles.
I think,
Texas is 800 miles across. On 20.
Right, 800 miles on 20 across. Okay, so I think what happens is you got a lot of guys that are up there, up top, north, and whatever. They don't even come to Texas because in their mind, the ground pounders, they're like, damn, that's a long ass way. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is to you. So that's what I'm saying. So, okay, you say 13,000 miles. See, that's where the misconception is coming in. Because when we put miles on it versus it's crossing state lines or versus doing this, that's where the misconception comes in. Because if I do 13,000, say for instance I did 13,000 miles and 7,000 of them are out of state. By your perception, am I a local rider?
If you say 13,000 miles and how many out of state?
7.
That's half. That's over half. So shit, you could be considered a long distance rider. You feel what I'm saying? Because you've done, if 7,000 of your miles were out of state miles, that mean this is what I'm saying. That means you planned for it, you prepared for it, your motorcycle was in shape, you didn't got some maintenance done, you didn't put a whole, you understand what I'm saying? It's a different mindset. A long distance rider has a different, when I prepare, understand this, when I prepare to get on my motorcycle, it's a whole week-long preparation. You understand what I'm saying? From make sure the bike is right, to my gear, to having this, to having that. Like one of my callers called in on the show and said, most you can tell a local rider from a long distance rider is by what's in his saddlebags. Would you agree?
Yeah, somewhat I would.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhat.
So this is my thing. This is my thing. Okay. I got people calling in. I can't take no phone call. Y'all done kick back draft off. Hold on one second. Let me get it back on there. So if you could tell the difference between a local rider and a long distance rider by what's in his bag, all that's simply saying is that, hold on, y'all. All that's simply saying is that the long distance rider, for example, if I was to go grab my saddlebag off my bag right now, off my bag right now, and open it up, I got tools in that bitch. I got an emergency thermal set in that bitch. I got an emergency jacket in that motherfucker. I got flashlights. I got duct tape. I got zip ties. I got all the shit. Yeah, all the shit that that I might need to have. I got an extra shifter rod in that bitch. That's in my saddlebag 24/7. Period. I only got one saddlebag that I can use to pack. Now, a local rider, you know what's going to be in his saddle for the most part. Now, I'm not saying I'm not 100% saying all local riders, but you know what's going to be in a local rider saddlebag?
What?
2 6x9s and an amp. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, check it out. Hey, I'm not gonna even. I ain't gonna even come in. First of all, hold on, because I gotta get you.
Okay.
I got 2 6x9s now. So, but even in my bike, if I'm going to Houston or if I'm going to San Antonio, okay, San Antonio. No, Houston is my next trip. That's 4 hours away.
Okay.
Houston is my next trip next week. That's 4 hours away. But in my bag, I got a rain suit. I got an extra jacket for thermals. That's right. I got zip ties. I got everything you said. I got it in my bag just to go to Houston. So what makes it? What's the difference?
But you're not a local rider, Backdraft. You understand? You have been a long distance rider. So you know what to pack in that motherfucker. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can't use you as no example. I can't use Big Cell as no example because I stay packed and ready to go. Whether we going to bike night, listen, what I'm trying to tell you. I can pull up, and it's. Let me say this, and this is no exaggeration. Me, Snowman, Hammer. At the time, it was Smoke. It was us four. Me, Snowman, Hammer, and Smoke. We went to bike night. You feel what I'm saying? Hung out at bike night. About 11 o'clock, everybody look, what we finna do? We finna go home? Shit, man, what y'all want to do? Fuck it. At 11 o'clock, we decided to ride all the way to Vicksburg, Mississippi. At 11 o'clock. Then nobody had to go home. Huh?
How far is that from where you are?
Atlanta to Vicksburg, because you got 218 miles to get across Alabama. Then you got to go from Vicksburg is at the end of Mississippi. Mississippi is 187 miles. So you're looking at probably about 450 one way. But I'm just saying, This is what I'm saying is, in the middle of the night, we decided this wasn't no pre-planned trip, no. But what I'm saying is everybody bike was ready to go. Everybody had what they needed. I think maybe somebody had to go, hey, well, just let me run off and get a thicker jacket or something like that. But what I'm saying is I can pull up on you and say, hey, Backdraft, man, if you got the time, man, let's run a so-and-so. And you basically, your bike is packed and prepared in good physical shape, the maintenance and good maintenance shape to go, hey, well, fuck it, so let's ride. If you got the time, you can take a spontaneous trip. The average local rider can't do that. Man, let's go. Shit, where you want to go? Man, So, and again, listen, people. Big Cell is not telling nobody if you don't ride like this or if you do ride like that, you ain't shit or you is a shit. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there's different levels to it. Embrace whatever level you're on. It's your motorcycle. You can take that motherfucker, buy it off the showroom floor, park that bitch in the garage, and let your wife put all the shoes and cover it up with shoes. It's your motorcycle. To do whatever it is you want to do. I'm just telling you that when it comes to level of conversations, you can't talk to Flacco if you're not doing. If you walk up to Flacco or Snowman, I could call one of them right now on the phone. Hey, Flacco, my man over here bragging about 15,000 miles. This nigga gonna hang the phone up on me. They're gonna hang the phone up because to us, to them, that's not it. And again, we're not downplaying. No, I'm not downplaying nobody's miles. All I'm saying, again, hear me out, is that there's a level to all of this shit. There's levels. There's levels to it. Every mile matters, from the casual rider to the long distance rider. It's just whatever space that you're in at the time you're in it. Own that space, embrace that space, and love that space. But understand that just because you're not in my space and I'm not in your space, don't make me a better person or a worse person than you. That's all I'm saying. Because again, Backdraft, oh my goodness, man, people keep calling. No call-ins, y'all, because I got them on the video. Hold on one second. Let me fix this. Every time somebody call in, I gotta redo it. Matter of fact, I should be able to put on that motherfucker. Not airplane mode. I want to put on. Hold on one second. Hold on. No, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Do not disturb. Okay. Bluetooth. All right. Broadcaster Pro. All right. So what I'm saying is, hold on. There we go. So what I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is that for me, my love is riding, period. My love ain't for the casual rider. My love ain't for the local rider. My love ain't for that. My love is riding. I'm out of here. Like, my plan is to leave next month. My plan is to leave middle of next month and be gone till right after April, come home. And then I got to leave the end of May. Right. End of May. Once I leave here in May, I got California, again, back to California. Then I got Washington, D.C., then I got Tampa Bay. So when I leave here in May, I won't be home till July, like first week in July. Maybe home. I should be home before July 4th. And then me, Flacco, and Snowman, I don't know if you guys seen that. We've been invited to do a symposium in Sacramento, California. So then we're going to turn around in September and go back to California. You understand what I'm saying? So, but what I'm saying is that's what when I'm not doing none of that, guess where I'm at? My boring ass, I'm boring as a motherfucker. If I ain't on no motorcycle, I'm the most boringest motherfucker in the world because I'm at home. I'm sitting right here. I'm at the house. I'm at the studio. This is what I do because I understand how my life is set up. So I have to take the extra time in the day to spend with the wife and to spend with the family and mom and dad because when I'm gone, I'm out there. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all about where you are in this motorcycle thing. It's all about whatever love you have for it. That's all it is. Don't let Big Sale tell you that you ain't shit for not riding your motorcycle because that's not what I mean. All I'm saying is that whatever level you're on, embrace it. But just know, don't come up to me asking me about no bike night. Fuck a bike night. You understand what I'm saying? That's not what I do is the bike nights. I would have been at your end. I would have been at the DT Mob thing. And mad love to you on that for how you, and again, no disrespect to no other DT Mob. But mad love to you for how you
speak on it.
No. But for how you marketed that and how you got out there and you put that out there and you branded it, you feel what I'm saying? How, it's amazing that because most clubs can't handle a superstar. You are a superstar for DT Mob, period. You are a superstar for Dallas, Texas, hands down. It just is what it is. When you say, hey, Sel, who in Dallas riding? Of course, you got the Second and Nuns, my boy Nudie, JP, JB, all of them cats. I can name about 7 of them cats because I fuck with them. And then you going to name Backdraft. You going to name 1 or 2 other people that represent. Because, see, that's how I look at it. Who represent the state? When you go to talk about Getting Yonder right now, Georgia got it on lock. Period. Flacco, Snowman, Big Sale, so-and-so and so-and-so. Boom. We got it on lock. When it comes to what state Get Yonder, Georgia? They got it on lock. Now, when you talking about who got the fly shit,
well, let me say this. Okay, let me say this. First of all, just to come back to something you say, just so we be clear, I get what you're saying. I appreciate what you're saying. The brand was established way before me, 20 years in the game, DT Mob. But so the brand, shouts out to our founders, shouts out to everybody who established the brand. But I can say this. And I've been told that from certain people about I don't get out. You caught me 10 years ago, bro. You know what I'm saying? I would have ate that. I would have eaten that up. Oh man, shit, I'm superstar. But where I am now, man, I'm just about empowering people and giving people the right information. And some people even hate that. You know what I'm saying? They really do. But my thing is Texas. I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's 2K20, baby, and you may think, because I'm being funny with you, you may think y'all hold the crown, but I'm going to tell you, baby, we Texas, and we play. Now, we got some people in Texas that can ride their bikes, and they ride them everywhere, but the thing is, we just don't put it on social media all the time. We just don't put it on.
That's the same excuse that all the motherfuckers that don't ride give me. I just don't put all my rides on social media. Knock it off. Because we already know how us is as black folks. If we done something phenomenal, we want the whole entire world to know. So miss me with the excuses. All I'm saying is I ain't never pulled up at a gas station in Texas and saw a nigga from Texas on his motorcycle. And I done been to Texas. I done been to Texas 17,000 times. I done been. What's that gas station that got 10,000 pumps? I stop at that mug all the damn time. The one on 20. Buc-ee's. I done been to every Buc-ee's in Texas, and I ain't never pulled up in Texas. You feel what I'm saying? And saw a club or an other brother that was in a black motorcycle club, you know what I'm saying, on a motorcycle. Now I done pulled up and seen the Banditos on they shit.
You know why?
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah. Cause why?
Because we don't get our gas that much.
Well, you damn sure ain't told no lie with that one, goddamn.
Right, but the thing about it, no, real talk, man, real talk. I think we going to the same house. We just on two different streets, but we're arriving at the same house. I think it's a matter of you staying in your lane. I think a matter of clarification. I think, I'm a rep Texas all the way. You know what I'm saying? You're right about what you said about the people, but you got to understand that some things, the culture manifests itself later in different regions.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the culture, because I'm going to tell you, like I just said earlier about certain clubs. Shit, 5 years ago, you weren't talking about no clubs. You weren't talking about them in Texas. Now, all of a sudden, you got chapters in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, who the hell is this particular club? Who the hell is that particular club? Where they at? Because you know why? Because we wasn't riding there. I'm just going to be honest with you. We wasn't doing it. You know what I'm saying? And so the thing about it is, so the hardest part of ownership is ownership. What I mean is owning what you are.
I got you.
Yeah, so my thing is, I think that in the years coming, you're going to see a big swell in Texas riding. You're going to see a big swell in guys on the ground because of the simple fact that we are adapting the culture now. We're starting to make it a total lifestyle.
Well, I think it was a hobby. I gotta take that back. I gotta listen. Let me because I know they're gonna call and cuss my ass out. I was on my motorcycle. Mm-hmm. I was on my motorcycle on my way to Atlanta. I was coming from LA. I was on my way to Atlanta, and I did run into about 5 of them on their motorcycles. One of them was shaking like a mini bike on the highway. He hadn't been on the highway, but it was Third Coast Strokers. Third Coast Strokers. I take that back. So yeah, so I have ran into a motorcycle club from Texas on the highway. You know what I'm saying? It was Third Coast Strokers. So shout out to Third Coast Strokers because I done seen them on their motorcycles. But Texas, other than Second to None, no disrespect to DT Mob, I ain't never seen a DT Mob on their motorcycle. But other than Second to None and Third Coast Strokers and the Kings of the South, I done seen them, I birthed them and raised them. Other than that, yeah, Texas ain't got no motorcycle clubs. Not that I know of.
First of all, hold on. Now your ass is starting, so let me tell you something. Now, if I wasn't a smart man, okay, I would take offense to what you said. Because I'm going to tell you, the mob is on the motherfucking mind. Number one. Number two, man, I think it's just, like I said, it's just an adoption of the culture and more so getting into the lifestyle and able to meet. I always say this, the best conversations that I've ever had was broken down old roads and gas stations. And that's been when I went to Augusta. Man, I went through a city called Willacoochee. I don't know if you ever heard of Willacoochee.
I've been there, been through there. Willacoochee, Georgia, man.
Okay. I also was able to get off my bike and step, they call it the Florida-Georgia Parkway.
Uh-huh.
Or some shit like that. But anyway, one side of the street is Georgia, one side of the street is Florida. I also did that. Now, in my mind, I'm not going to lie, I was like, where the hell is Augusta? That's what I'm trying to get. You know what I'm saying?
Straight down, exit 198.
Yeah, but I think we made a beeline to go to Willacoochee. And so, but my thing is, what I'm trying to say is sometimes in order to form these relationships, you have to be on your bike and you have to get out there and you have to ride. But I think a lot of people get the misperception of thinking miles versus who you actually are. I got my bike to put miles on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I had an 02. Before I went down, I had an 02, and I rode that motherfucker all the way to California. You know what I'm saying? I thought my shit was going to break down because it was the oldest bike. But I think that once I did that, because I'm going to tell you, that was my longest ride I ever did. And once I did that, Nudie, as a matter of fact, called me, and he was like, now, if you go anywhere else under those miles that you rode, it ain't going to be shit to you no more. So I get it.
Yeah. That's
but you don't stay about it.
I'm just saying though. So shout out to Dallas, Texas. Texas, period on the whole. Yeah. If it's a motorcycle club in Texas, could you please show yourself? You understand me? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
I'm gonna be waiting on your ass right there where it says "Welcome to Texas." I'm a shit. I got you, homie. Hey, this Texas all day, every day.
Well, there it is there, man. My man Backdraft, the magnificent brother, and I appreciate you, man, having a good time, man. And again, we probably need to do more of this. We need to do more of this, man. Let's chop it up. And let's get it out there, man. But I definitely enjoyed you. And again, ladies and gentlemen, ride your ride. Fuck what Big Sale say. Ride your ride. Ride your motorcycle. I'm on. There's one guy on your page. He said he got a mortgage for $2,700 a month. He ain't got time to ride his motorcycle. You goddamn right. You paying $3,000 goddamn dollars a month for a house note. You crazy as a motherfucker. But anyway, that's your business. You understand what I'm saying? That's your business. However you doing it, bro. Player, do what you do, player. Understand me? But I'm just saying, there's some of us out here who, like I said, for me, I rather fuck going to the club, fuck buying new shoes, fuck buying new clothes. I'ma save that bread to be on the highway. So that's my thing. Backdraft, if you could leave the people with one thing before we go, what would you leave them with, player?
Man, I would just basically, before we go, man, shouts out to Ken Lee and Shan, No Rules, No Dudes, DT Mob, all this catchy name. Shouts out to them. I love them all. I would basically, man, just say ride your ride and have a fun, productive, safe 2020, man. Let's meet on the highway, baby. That's all I got to say.
There it is there, man. It's your boy, Big Sale, FHOH, and I seen as always, man, before I go, I'll tell y'all all this all the time, man. Ride your ride. Mind your business. Stay in your own lane. Build up enough love in yourself to have some love for me. When I call you need some love, you can throw me some love. It's 2020. We're going to ride for love and love to ride, man. It is what it is. Thank you for tuning into the FHO Podcast Radio Show. If you never subscribe, please subscribe. The YouTube channel is FHO Atlanta GA, or you can listen to me on any streaming platform. I'm on satellite radio. I'm on iHeartRadio, iTunes. I'm on Google Podcasts, Google Play, Spreaker, Spotify. I'm everywhere you can listen to something. FHO is on there, man, and it's going. Don't forget to come back in about 30 minutes for MC 101 with my man Two Guns. And before I go, man, let me say this one more time, man. I ain't never seen a DT Mob nowhere on the ground. Anyway, man, it's your boy Big Sale, FHOH, and I see, man, and we go, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yo, this is Visions by Cinnamon Smiles. If I'm not advertising, networking, or promoting for you, I'm tuned in to FHO Radio with Big Sale, shawty.
What's up? This your girl, Lil Tigger. I'm chilling with my boy, Big Sale, and you're listening to FHO Podcast Radio.
What's up, Big Sale? This is your boy, Passionate from Enlightened Ministry Biker Church from Los Angeles, California. When we're not riding, we listen to FHO Podcast Radio.
Yo, man, it's your boy, Big Sarge from Florida Chapter Soul Brothers, man. Y'all know how I get down. I'm always listening to my man, Big Sale from FHO Podcast Radio. You keep it motorcycle.
It's the FHO Live Podcast, where the truth will be told. We promise you that.